360 investigation into Kushner companies. Jared Kushner is no longer involved in the family's real estate operation, but you may remember just 2 months ago, the company was caught using his name and his White House connections in an effort to lure foreign investors. Then came the apology. So you might have thought his name would stop being used to promote the company. It's not entirely true. Take a look at what CNN senior investigative correspondent Drew Griffin discovered.
The ethical questions surrounding the promotions of this Kushner family project in Jersey City, New Jersey, are about to grow. That's because, despite a prior apology from Kushner companies, CNN has discovered that groups working with a Kushner project had continued to use White House advisor Jared Kushner as a promotional tool to attract Chinese investors seeking U.S. immigration visas, labeling him Mr. Perfect and Trump's son-in-law. The promotions are for a Kushner building development covered under a U.S. government program called EB-5. It gives foreigners and their families the chance for a green card as long as they invest at least $500,000 in an American project. And this project is the same one Jared Kushner's sister was pitching to wealthy Chinese investors in Beijing in May. Nicole Kushner-Meyer used her brother as a selling point, sparking outrage. A statement from Jared's lawyer saying Jared knew nothing of the promotion, was no longer financially tied to One Journal Square, and would recuse himself from particular matters involving EB-5. From Kushner Companies came this: Kushner Companies apologizes if that mention of her brother was in any way interpreted as an attempt to lure investors. That was not Ms. Meyer's intention.
Well, it's still on this website.
Yeah. But here on Chinese social media pages, CNN discovered companies continued promoting the Kushner's One Journal Square property, alluding to or directly referencing Jared Kushner and his connections to President Trump.
Jared Kushner was on the Forbes magazine in 2016.
Right here, Forbes magazine.
Yeah. Ads in Chinese writing that describe the Kushners as real estate big shots, Jared Kushner as the celebrity of the family, and 30-something Mr. Perfect Jared Kushner, who once served as CEO of Kushner Companies. Another refers to the president himself, saying even some members of Trump's family have participated in the growth of the EB-5 program, and refers to Trump's son-in-law. And that Forbes magazine reference refers to this edition, with Jared on the cover. This guy got Trump elected. The posts come from two companies who work with the Kushners to attract investors to their project. Chinese company Chaowai, or QWOS, which organized the event in May where Kushner's sister spoke. And the U.S. Immigration Fund, a private company seeking EB-5 investors for the Kushners' New Jersey development. CNN contacted both businesses as well as Kushner companies. We have not heard from Chaowai, but within hours, the U.S. Immigration Fund sites had removed any references to Jared Kushner. In a statement, the company blamed the post on a third party, saying the post was several months old and hasn't had any interaction by followers. Kushner Companies sent this response, saying Kushner Companies was not aware of these sites and has nothing to do with them. The company will be sending a cease and desist letter regarding the references to Jared Kushner. In a letter sent June 1st, 3 Democratic lawmakers asked Kushner Companies to explain the nature of its relationship with these companies, but so far they have not received a response. The visa program is perfectly legal, but ethics lawyer Richard Painter says using the president's son-in-law to lure investors through the program is unacceptable.
And that's something we told people in the Bush White House. Don't let other people use your name to raise money for investments.
Michael Gibson says he believes the Jared Kushner references are deliberate. He's an expert on helping foreign nationals invest in the EB-5 visa program and says Chinese investors especially look for projects they feel the U.S. government supports.
Having the president's son-in-law name on a project, if I'm sitting in China, I would perceive that as some level of security.
What they want to make sure is that they get the green card. So if they see a public official associated with their project, that gives them the impression that this project is safe enough for them to invest in terms of getting the green card.
Originally intended to spark development in rural and blighted urban areas, the EB-5 program has now morphed into a funding source for developers who can raise millions of dollars from foreigners as long as the investments create jobs. About 10,000 EB-5 visas are available to foreign investors and their families each year. The developers get the cash, and as for most investors, Chow Wai's website states, the whole family gets their green cards. It comes at a minimum price of $500,000. And what better way to invest that money than with a company whose former CEO, Mr. Perfect, is the son-in-law of the president.